All right, should we talk about Astroworld?
Yeah, we should.
Tragic, man. 8 people dead.
Yeah.
A bunch more in the hospital, even more than that.
Bunch more in the hospital. Have you guys heard this thing about the needle?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what's really interesting to me. I'm curious if the people died from the trampling, from some sort of asphyxiation, or from fentanyl or whatever the fuck was in that needle. Apparently there was a guy walking around just jabbing people with the needle.
I don't know if that's confirmed yet, is it?
The police say they're still investigating it, but I've read the stories, like the really detailed ones of how people were getting crushed in the stampede, and you just know if there were some people that were injured from that needle, definitely a lot of people were killed within that stampede. They were crushed.
I read some accounts that basically once Travis Scott got on stage, everybody tried to rush to the front, and some girl was saying like she lined up dumb early, like an hour and a half before the concert even started to be close, and then when Travis came on stage, it was like crazy panic, like it was so tight. Literally, I think she said, if you jumped, you just stayed in the air. Yeah. It was that tight. You felt it on your ribs. People are shoving in. She passed out, and then luckily they were like finding people who were passed out and then crowd surfing them out of the way. She helped one person, then she passed out, and then somebody helped her. And then the 8 who died, it seemed like they just got trampled. Yeah. Like the needle thing, it would be fucking crazy if it's true. Right now, it's not confirmed.
The Houston PD did confirm that one security guard allegedly, he said that the security guard claims that he got a needle in the neck and then had to be resuscitated with Narcan.
Yeah.
Now, some people are suggesting that the NYPD is putting the needle story out and like trying to push the needle story because it absolves them.
HPD?
Or the
Houston
PD, I mean, is putting out this story and like pushing the needle story. Because they're like, dude, there's a crazy guy with a needle. It's not because there was poor crowd control. It's not because of anything else. It was a wild attacker. And also multiple things can be true.
Yikes. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. But there is an interesting conversation, which is like responsibility for mob tactics.
Here, yeah, okay, go ahead, because I have a.
So, and again, I don't hold Travis responsible in the same way that I don't hold like Trump responsible for like inciting violence or inciting these things, right? Like, you can say something, but if somebody actually does it, they should be personally accountable for that, especially if they're an adult, right? Yeah. That being said, people are going to look into Travis's marketing, and they're going to show that he makes sure every single time that a mob chases him. And he is the type of person that mobs create around him. And he's the type of person that people will charge the gate. And he is that famous. He's that excited.
2015, he pled guilty to, I think, reckless endangerment because he told the crowd to hop over the barricades. I think 2017 in Manhattan, a guy sued him because he said he got shoved off a third-floor balcony and then dragged on stage. Wow. So this is a thing that he's already had issues with.
Yeah.
So when that happens and you don't
looks super lit, dog. It looks super lit.
In the Astroworld promo for this year, they use footage from previous concerts that show people breaking down gates and jumping over fences. And they're like, yo, this is the craziest thing ever. Hundreds of kids just running.
He says that he wants his shows to be like a WWE show. And he's promoting that moshing, and he's saying that's the release. But
and apparently he tweeted earlier that day encouraging gate crashing.
What he said, we want the wild ones in or some shit.
Yeah, we're sneaking the wild ones in. We're still sneaking people in, blah, blah, blah. And apparently the event was oversold.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a bunch of people probably on the hook.
Yeah, we got to figure out what the issue was. If the issue is just simply overcrowding, then maybe it could be those people that came in through the crash gate. Yeah. And if they came in through the crash gate because they felt like Travis was telling them to do that, is he partially responsible?
It's a bunch of issues.
Right. Yeah. That's at least what they're going to say when this goes to lawsuit, right? Yeah. The lawsuits are going to say, listen, he told motherfuckers to crash this shit, and the people that crashed it caused the overcrowding, which caused the people to be squeezed and trampled and fucked up. And if it was only the amount of people that were there, right, if they didn't oversell it. If they oversold it, then they also, whoever oversold it is on the hook as well. It's just a really interesting situation. It's like, how much can you hype the crowd? How much can you reward it? Like, every time Travis is being chased, I don't even think he walks. The only time I see him is he's being chased. He's at McDonald's, people going crazy and they're mobbing it, right? Yeah. He's in Fashion Week, people going crazy, they're mobbing it. Like, almost to the point where I'm like, is he paying to like start this kind of thing? Is he paying a few select people to like chase him when he goes somewhere because it makes it look super hypey? Yeah. Right? It does look hypey. You look like you're the man. People are chasing you through the streets. Yeah. That's a superhero.
You can also just put yourself in a position that happens. Like, if you're not paying everyone to chase you, like, you can go through the front entrance of the concert where everyone that's there to see you sees you and they can walk up to you, and all of a sudden that's going to create panic. Like he could go through the back door.
Yeah.
There's other entrances. There's better security details. There's disguises. Like, but he's intentionally drawing attention to get people to.
It is also. I've been to a Travis Scott small live performance. He did Wildin' Out one year, and I went to go hang out. It was like 2016. I wasn't on it, but I was just saying hi to everybody. And that motherfucker had the whole place shaking like I've never seen any live performance ever. Like, he's actually incredible live, and he creates his energy. I can't even explain it. I walked out toward the end of the performance, but you could literally feel the whole venue shaking. It was crazy. It was fucking wild.
It was Akaash story I ever heard, bro.
Yeah. That's
Fire event, so live, going crazy. I got to bed early, but it was crazy.
Exactly what I did. That's what I did. At Schultz's bachelor party, lit as fuck. About 2 a.m. You guys good? I'm gonna go to sleep. Try to get 8 hours.
That is true. Akaash would go to sleep every night early.
Makes me feel better you did that for Travis Scott too.
Not be doing that, yo. That's me.
They also said that like this event it's a festival, right? And it was 50,000 people. But normally when you're at a festival, you're at Coachella. There's the main stage, and then all the people that want house music are in like far off in the Sahara tent. So that whole crowd is distributed across the field. Anyone going to Astroworld Festival, the entire show will be there for Travis. And so that just...
What Dove is saying is there's multiple bands playing at the same time.
Mm-hmm,
And usually they're bands that don't have any kind of crossover with the listenership, right? But at Astroworld, there's one person you want to see. But at the same time, like, they should be ready for that. Like, when Jay-Z comes on at, I don't know if he's ever played Coachella, like, everybody's going to see Jay-Z.
Rock the bells. You want to see
Coachella,
Jay-Z.
I mean, this is going to have an effect on all of it, because Coachella has been the same exact fields in Palm Springs or in Coachella area, and the audience capacity just keeps on growing. They've expanded a little bit, but like triple what it was when we were going like 15 years ago. And you feel it, like people are lined up 2 hours before. There's still room, but you're like, no, that's gonna change big time.
What do you think? You're just not going to have these big concerts, or the capacity is going to be
capacity has to be reduced.
What
do you think? Do you think Travis is the greatest artist of all time?
Yes.
No, what I was gonna say is I think there's like, I've seen examples. So I've been like reading up on like Reddit stuff, and they're like, "Yo, I was at a concert that was in I was in the UK, let's say, and it was 100
Glastonbury or whatever."
Yeah, it's 100,000 people, but they had rows that were forcefully like layered in, and security would kick people out that would step the row.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, there are people that apparently do this correctly with larger crowds. I just imagine
post-COVID people are wild.
I just imagine that those people maybe are going to elevate like to a bigger career. You know what I mean? Like those people that handle this well.
I also think, Travis doesn't seem like he wants it. He wants to I want you guys to swarm.
Yeah. And you could tell,
it does make for a crazy energy.
The fervor in the audience when like they're bringing the ambulance through and kids are jumping on the ambulance, like twerking and like stomping on it and like trying to break shit.
So, and apparently he saw the ambulance, stopped the music for like several seconds is what I heard. And then he was like, "What's going on? There's an ambulance." The music stops, and then he goes, "If you're doing all right, put your middle finger up." And then he went back and did 30 more minutes. Yeah, so I don't necessarily blame him, but it ain't a good look.
Yeah, apparently the event went on 30 minutes after it was already declared like a mass casualty. So it continued for 30 minutes after there was reports. And apparently people were telling him like, "Yo, there's people we might need to stop." And allegedly, I don't know if this is true, he said, "Nah, fuck all that, let's keep going."
Oh, that would be
He's on a massive platform and he sees like multiple people getting resuscitated. Keeps on doing the robot.
You see his statement, yo?
I didn't see his statement.
Keeps on doing the robot?
Bro, he was hitting the robot. He was also killing it too. I was like, damn, I get it. Murder that shit.
He found a nice pocket. You gotta let him finish.
Yeah, that's tricky, man. That's tricky because you are at a concert and people are taking drugs and they're gonna pass out.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's not the first time a massive entertainer has seen someone pass out.
That's true.
In the audience.
And there's 50,000 people there.
Normalized.
Yeah.
Especially when you go to these big fucking concerts. Dude.
Especially his concert.
Yeah. People are smoking weed. They're dehydrated. They're doing fucking ecstasy. They're doing
jumping, like screaming for 2 hours.
Like seeing people pass out is nothing. Death is crazy.
But how do you know the difference?
That's what I'm saying. He probably doesn't know the difference. He's seen it a million times, and that's not really phasing him that much. Maybe the ambulance did a little bit, but bro, like seeing somebody passed out, like I'm just thinking, like at Burning Man or even like at a festival or something like that, that wouldn't be that shocking to me.
Yeah,
it just wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'd expect
that's a good point, but that's gonna be tough to explain if you get sued, which he's already starting to get sued.
Oh, in retrospect, you look awful.
Yeah.
You look so cold, bro. Like you knew these motherfuckers dead. You kept on singing. You kept saying, "Put your middle fingers up." And he can't exactly say, "Oh yeah, I'm used to people just passing out and looking like they're dead at my concert."
They do all kinds of drugs at my concert.
Yeah,
you can't say that.
But how does he know that they're dead?
He has no clue.
So that also falls on his management. That's like, yo, are you getting feed and intel from like the medical team?
Oh, fam. Once they know that somebody's dead, someone got to go on that stage and be like, "Hey, it's a wrap."
Yeah.
Like
if one person
medical team should have flare guns. Honest to God, they should be inside the crowd.
That's a good. No, they really should.
And if you see the flare go off, be like, yo,
that's it.
Automatic 30-minute stop.
But I'll tell you what's probably gonna happen is motherfuckers are gonna bring flare guns to just fucking party and just be like, "This shit is fire."
Yo, that's crazy about that needle though. I don't even like that that's a story because it's gonna give motherfuckers ideas. Like,
what if he's just injecting them with the vaccine?
Yeah, it could be COVID.
What if he's just a big science guy?
Imagine. I'm just saying, like, what if you're one of these crazy serial killers or you're one of these crazy motherfuckers, right? Like, do you want to give everybody AIDS? You want to give everybody, some sort of disease? You got some Ebola? You want to give somebody that? Like, you can just go around jabbing motherfuckers and you're so close, they won't even feel it. Like, honestly, in a concert that's that tight, you can just walk by people, poke, and they'll be like, "Oh, what was that?" They'll think it's a bug or something.
If that, bro, you're probably drunk.
Bro, you don't even need to do that. You can literally offer people free fucking ecstasy laced with fentanyl. Like,
oh shit.
Yeah, true.
It's much easier than poking.
Yeah, because the poking people, you gotta have mad different needles. Throw one out, throw another one out. Like,
you can also be on the hook for that. People could be like, "Oh yeah, I saw the guy that came up to my friend and gave him some shit. He looked like this."
Yeah,
you do this complete
in and out
secret. Yeah.
Yo,
you guys ever been poked before? I fucking will see the person.
Yeah, but when you're this shit faced, you know what I mean? It's a little crazy.
Also, to Travis's defense, I don't know if he's drunk. Like, a lot of times performers are on stage, like, they're faded. Like, they might not be, like, fully able to make coherent decisions, especially on that scale.
Yeah, but again, I don't think any of that flies in court. That might, maybe the court of public opinion, maybe, but other people are going to be like, yeah, but it's still your responsibility. It's your show.
No, I think legally he might be off the hook. I think public opinion is going to be harder on him than the legal precedent.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that they're going to treat him like Alec Baldwin, man. Like, I think they're going to be like, "Oh, man, he's the victim in this."
Well, I honestly think that statement hurt him. Because
what was his statement?
Yeah,
have you seen his statement? His apology was, he just rubbing his forehead the entire time weirdly. He's just doing this. And it just looks weird visually. But also, the shit he's saying is almost more like, "Hey, guys, don't be mad at me." It doesn't it's not super awkward, but it's like, "Yeah, I just want you guys to know my fans mean the world to me," and all this stuff. And I'm going to do,
set up a fund and...
Yeah, I think, I didn't hear set up a fund. I heard he said, like, "I'm going to give you all information as soon as I get it." And it's like, bro, we don't care about the information. I want take care of the people.
Well, he said, he was like, "I'm going to set up a fund, we're figuring out the families, we're trying to help the families in this tough time, blah, blah." But he also put a filter on it.
Yeah.
Don't put a filter on your apology, bro.
It was black and white. It was weird. Yeah.
Don't make it black and white, bro. Come on. You gotta know better.
Get super emotional. It just didn't.
It almost looked like he was trying to cry, but he couldn't.
That's what the forehead scratch.
Yeah, it didn't feel super genuine.
Music, a little Sarah McLachlan.
He should have. Honestly, it would have made it a little better.
Help, bro.
Should have listened to that before.
Yeah,
that's a dope name for a female rapper.
Yeah,
Sarah McLachlan.
Yo, McLachlan.
Yeah. Damn. Okay, so you think that he has to pay any money at all or no?
No, because I think
there's like insurance.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be him personally. It's gonna be like the event, like vendors, like probably like the medical team that was hired because apparently a bunch of them were incompetent.
Right.
Is gonna fall on like the production and whoever produced the event. Yeah. Probably like his management. I can't imagine it comes out of his pocket.
That there's insurance, but then if he was at fault, if they could say that he caused this, then they'll turn on him.
The insurance is gonna do everything in their power to convince the court or whoever it is that Travis Scott made these people rush.
Yeah, and he encouraged it, and he said this, and they filmed this, the most and this tweet.
The promoter, I think.
Yeah, so if they can prove that he encouraged the violence, then yeah, it'll be on him.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And then how does that change concerts?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do we stop the mosh pit?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know if it's gonna change it that much though.
Son, people die every year at Black Friday.
That's true. That's true. But I'm just saying, like, if you know that you're on the hook for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like with Black Friday, I don't think that the company itself is on the hook. But if what was it called? Was it Best Buy? If Best Buy was on the hook every time someone died at Black Friday, please believe that they would have some different rules.
Right.
And once these artists got to start paying, or these promoters have to start paying, like if the promoter of this event has to pay, please believe anybody else's event that they're promoting is going to have very different rules so they can avoid another payment.
I think if you're that type of artist, a fire PR move is to say, yo, you got to sign a waiver just to come to the concert.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
That if you're injured in a moshing accident, blah, 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 like it's on you. And for PR wise, that's crazy. That's like, I forget what scary movie did that, but they were like, you got to sign, you have to consent to how scary it is. And people are dying in the theater from fear. Like, amazing marketing.
Yeah. What the fuck movie? Was that the something project where they're
Blair
in the
Witch?
Forest? Blair Witch?
Blair Witch, oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Blair Witch, I think we all thought might be real.
That was what
There's medical staff at the theater because people are passing out, like that kind of thing.
They're having seizures.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like that kind of marketing was like, yo, you want to go to a Travis Scott concert? You got to sign away and say, if some shit happens, like it's on you.
So haunted houses do that sometimes. Like some haunted houses do that.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Like, I got to go to that fucking haunted house. It's killing people. Yeah. Travis Scott sales might skyrocket, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I'm curious if it affects like sneakers and shit like that. Because he's also like beat this before. If we're talking about like case precedents, like he pled guilty to disorderly conduct and like
2015
inciting a riot.
Yeah.
You got discharged from that. Like,
but this time 8 people died and it's a national fiasco. Like we're all talking about this.
Yeah.
You know,
and
this
even
is different.
In his documentary, the one on Netflix, Look Mama Can Fly, he has the same thing happen where like it shows him encouraging the mob and like he runs off stage and he's like, whoa, that was crazy. Like they banned him from like that venue or something like that. And it was used in the promotion. It's like all part of the brand.
I do think it's all romantic until people die.
Yeah.
Up until the point people die, that shit is lit as fuck. And it might still be lit because more people died and it might be that much bigger. But I think it gets a lot more real when you're like, oh, 8 people died at this concert.
Yeah, but you're also dealing with a fan base of 15 to 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
They're like, I won't die. Not going to be me.
Yeah.
I'm built different.
Yeah, that's so true. They think they're immortal. But wow, I didn't realize that like this could actually help him.
Yeah.
Could.
The concert is so lit. He is so lit that people are willing to die to get close.
Son, he's the greatest live artist ever. There's not even a debate anymore to me.
Well,
wait, what?
right there.
I mean, there's inherently a debate.
Son, his concerts are killing people. How much more lit can you get?
I mean,
as a fucking
Slipknot
musician?
concert, people
Bro,
died. The Who people died.
Who?
Literally the Who.
You talking about 50 years ago, dog? It's been 50 years
What
ago.
about that country concert in Vegas? Remember that one?
Yeah, but that wasn't because of the artist.
Say what?
That wasn't because
We
of
don't
the
know
artist.
that. There's no
We don't
motive
know
still.
that.
There's no motive.
Son, his trampling is
We
different,
still
bro.
don't know what happened with that, right? That's a little crazy.
James Paddock, bro.
Right? That investigation that just never...
It just went away like Biggie.
went away.
Yeah.
That's weird. Huh. Yeah, this is interesting, man. Like, people are that... it's fucked up to admit, but I'm like, I got to see a Travis Scott concert.
That's what I'm saying. And now that all like the...
Aren't you glad I left my shit early? I might not be here today, dog.
I'm grateful.
Yo, Mark, I didn't feel like I needed to see a Travis Scott concert
Now you do.
until this, and now I'm like, what is going on here?
Just stay back there. Don't get close. Just
And all
stand back.
satanic panic marketing always helps the artist specifically.
What's that mean?
Like saying, oh, they're demonic, they're Satan. It's a ritual, which is like the big like prevailing conspiracy on like Facebook and shit and WhatsApp. And that kind of thing always helps because like it's offensive to like, I think Christian Puritanism, but isn't so egregious that like his audience will really care. Yeah. So it's like kind of just a perfect device. So all these people calling him Satan, I think actually helps because it makes it so absurd where they're like, all right, he's not literally Satan. And so it kind of creates like it makes a distance and a buffer between like where he's actually culpable because you make him so much worse than what he actually did. You know what I mean? So if I'm his PR team, I'm like, yo, push the Satan shit. Because then it's like, he might have incited a riot, but he's not Satan. And so now you're not saying, look how bad he is. It's like, well, he's not that. You're pulling back from how
you switch the combo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So now we're not talking about dead people. We're talking about whether or not he's Satan.
Push the Satan thing, push the needle thing, push everything except he incited a riot.
Yeah.
Yo, how upset you think Kris Kardashian is?
Why?
That she canceled that fucking show this year. There's no season. Imagine how lit that season would be.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
The aftermath of killing 8 people. They got all those episodes out of Kim getting a fake robbery. These are real deaths. Kim and Kanye divorce,
Yeah,
bruh.
this is a big year.
Pete. Oh, there's so much, dude.
Yeah.
The one year she stopped making up shit to happen, real things happen.
Actually happened.
Crazy, dude. She's the real victim when you think about it.